Just got in. It's about 12:15. Usually, I do my 4 a.m. wake up, but we got a long workout tomorrow with this event going on, Monster Mash. So, I'm gonna probably sleep in until about 6 o'clock, 6 hours down, maybe even 7 o'clock, which would be like probably the most sleep I've gotten all week. But super excited about tomorrow. Crush whatever they throw at us. It'll be a great time. And of course, always in Little Rock, I gotta mess around and get the Larry's Pizza. I'll see if I can record a little bit tomorrow. We'll see. I'll be working pretty hard, and if it's at a base, I doubt I can actually record. Good night, y'all. Hey, y'all. Just got back from Monster Mash about 40 minutes ago. Got all rested, took a shower, getting all my stuff clean, man. What a great day. That workout, it was intense, man. It wasn't like your traditional weightlifting or just running. It was really put a lot of people to the test. So we got there around about 9 this morning. Yeah, right at 9. And it took about 20 minutes to process. And there's about, I guess we started with 21 people. We were just outside the Air Force Base. So we did a little jog basically in there because we don't have, only a few guys had military IDs, and Air Force security is super tough on that. So basically, we jogged in. That was about a 2-mile jog in. It really wasn't that. It was more like walking pace. But we get there, arrive to what they call the yard, right in the middle of all these planes that they have. Kind of, sorta got started there. So for about a good hour, whole bunch of just body weight movements, right? So push-ups, sit-ups. We had to do crab walks. We had to do duck walks. I guess this is about 40 yards or so. So you duck walk 40 yards. I don't know if you've done that. It gets you nice and open for the later movements that we experience. So duck walking, crab walk. We even had to do logs. If you were ever like a kid, right, and you went to like a soccer game, or it was after your soccer game, you just roll down the hills. We had to roll across 40 yards like a log, 40 yards, spin as fast as possible, get over there. So yeah, that was a great time. We did this movement called monkey fuckers, where you can't even make this up. I'm just gonna show y'all real quick. You basically get in a squat position with your hands. You go through the inside of your legs, grab the back of your ankles, and the movement is down and up. So yeah, those are called monkey fuckers is what they called them. So did a whole bunch of those. That was great. Got the hips working. It's your thighs real well. It doesn't seem like much, but once you do over 100 of those, you definitely feel it. So I might add that into my program. Let's see, what else did we do? We had to pair up with a partner. We did wheelbarrow carries. You set your legs up on the guy and get over as fast as possible. We did those. Flutter kicks, of course, plenty of flutter kicks today. I guess we did over like 300 of those, something like that. Flutter kicks, and then it really kicked in after about an hour. I guess the coach that I train with, right? I guess put this in perspective. We have our usual special warfare guy that we train with. That's our coach. I won't name him, but we have a coach for that. We also had 2 female RCOs, right? I think that's the abbreviate acronym or whatever. But they're the female recruits for the entirety of Arkansas, and then 1 from Memphis. So super cool. They were there the whole time, taking pictures, make sure everyone was hydrated, even hopping in with us. They did the jog with us. Then we actually had 4 EOD bomb squad. If you didn't know, EOD, right, is the people that you find a bomb, this is their branch of Air Force Special Warfare. So we had 4 of those guys. And all these people, right, took time out of their day to come throw this event for us. Anyways, getting back into it, about an hour in, things really ramp up. And they say, okay, you're gonna get a taste of like what it's really like going to ANS or even at basic training, how the people will be. And immediate yelling, oh man, they were just on us. Before we were kind of all conversing and whatnot and cracking jokes and stuff. No more of that after about an hour in. So it's 10 o'clock, we're in the yard doing just, I would say, warm-ups compared to what we did all day. Then it really ramps up, man. You're talking about everything. You critique the form. There was a guy that was, wincing and like moaning on holding a stance, and he was just, and oh man, he up in the face. Yeah, it was crazy. It was the first time actually, like, because you watch stuff on you. Everyone knows that, right? The military, yeah, your leadership's gonna be yelling at you. First time experiencing it. It wasn't like crazy. They weren't going too ham. I'm sure that at ANS and after, even in basic, they're gonna be much degrees higher, right? Anyway, so it kicks off. Everyone starts getting serious, and then we're split into teams of 2, right? We got the gray, we got blue team. I'm part of gray, and so if you remember, we start off with 21 people, right? Gray versus blue is what this turned into all day long. Gray ended up coming home, winning it for the day. But before we got to the main part of the exercise, while still on the yard, we ended up having a gray versus blue. This is the first competition, right? So the competition is, all right, we're all in lines. Everyone has to crab walk that 40 yards and back. So you're crab walking 80 yards. And dude, I couldn't even tell you, like, I didn't think I was gonna get a tricep pump today, but the crab walks definitely did it for me. Like just 80 yards and then plus the previous one. So only 120 yards of crab walks all day. And man, it just worked something in my triceps I never felt before. We ended up losing that one, that first competition, the gray did. And we paid for it. First guy gets up. All right, team, prepare for the next exercise. Get an exercise, right, you say the exercise. All right, get into exercise motion, right? And then you prepare whatever it is, push-ups, you're down, if you're doing flutter kicks, hands under your butt, feet 6 feet off the ground, get your head up, whatever it is, right? And then they count off, military count. Down, up, 1, down, up, 2, right? You get the idea, and it's different for different exercises. Oh, we also did, what's it, 8 count bodybuilders. We did those too. No one could get the sequence right on that. We got punished for that. Anyways, great team. We got punished. Couldn't out crab walk the other team, so we ended up getting punished. Had to do flutter kicks and push-ups. We only had to do push-ups because we couldn't get in synchronization of our flutter kicks, right? So you lead with your left foot, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea, right? So we couldn't get our legs going at the same time. We ended up having to do push-ups. Then we come back off that, right? We take about a 10-minute break, get all hydrated. This is in Arkansas, by the way, Central Arkansas. So the humidity, it's definitely hitting us. We're sweating just in the warm-up, just within the first 30 minutes. The jog didn't really do it. Within the first 30 minutes, even before the instructors started getting serious, we were sweating, like everyone's dripping. So, we take 10-minute break, get hydrated, sitting in the trees, and now the main event begins, right? This is what basically took all day. Well, I got like marks on my trap. There ain't too bad, but I also got a wicked sunburn there and on my arms too. But so the event starts, right? Gray versus blue, that's what it is all day. That's the program. Coach, right? Our coach, he has this memory board of mostly military-based items, right? So it's pictures of items, right? So it's 18 in total. And so we get with our teams. We're like, all right, we have to develop a strategy of like, all right, it's called the memory board. We got to memorize every single picture in this. So later on, after we finish The next workout, if we get to the end, right, this is a way to come back. Like, we remembered that knowledge and held in on what we got, then we could, if we got all the answers right plus the bonuses, then we take off time, which is what we did. That's why we ended up winning as gray. And so basically, like, I got bottom right quadrant, and then you're blocking the other team out. It was pretty crazy. You had like 20 dudes over this one little poster. And then like the coach is trying to get in, but we were blocking blue out. I had bottom right, so bottom right quadrant, right? We had the red beret, stands for combat control technician. That's actually what I'm going for. That was very bottom right. To the left of that, RPG. Above that, it was a CV-22-0 or CV-22-0. It's the helicopter with the two propellers that go like this. Maybe I'll throw up a picture. And then beside that, it was a, oh, I already forgot. It was like one of the best jets. It was a F-16. Yeah, that's what it was. So that was my bottom quadrant. So had that honed in. Basically, we all memorized this memory board. Then we get started, son. So we, off the rip, we're carrying a jerry can. We also got a cot, right? So a medical cot, right? So if someone gets injured in battle, it takes 4 guys to hold this up, right? So we're taking off, hiking through, take this trail that they fitted I guess it was an old railroad that they fitted out with like gravel and dirt. So you get in, we're about a mile in, and we started getting asked questions by some of the EOD members that were with us. So he based it off whatever job you were going for. Combat control technician, what he asked me, right? He was like, all right, we got any combat controllers? I was like, yeah. Something, he just asked us something like, I personally don't know, and then now I'm personally gonna do the research and try to figure it out. He asked, do you know 3 fallen members, or 3 fallen airmen? Right, referring to guys that had been killed in action in that field. Unfortunately, I did not know that. I've done some of my reading, but failed that one. You know, had to get down on the ground. You know, it was at this point burpees and flutter kicks, man. If someone couldn't answer their question, which we couldn't answer 6 questions this whole time. On the ground, set down the cot, get on the ground. Team leader goes forward. Hopefully he doesn't stutter, because then we're doing push-ups and the other workout. Anyways, after all this, about mile and a half in, we get to a part in the trail, right? There's two dead bodies on the ground, right? So like your practice corpse. And these ain't like the ones they had at school. These ain't like the high school ones. These are, I mean, it's about 200 pounds of functional body. The head of ours was coming off, but outside of that, like, you know, it flew around on the ground and dropped. We had to pick it up, but it's about 200 pounds. Like, it was, and it's awkward to hold. You're not gonna lift it up like it's an easy bar, right? You're not benching this thing. Even like trying to get that thing up for fireman carries, ain't no way, dude. Yeah, terrible. So immediately 200 pounds on the cot. Maybe that's, yeah, 200 something. Of course, we also just at this point have 1 jerry can. We also have to strap him down so he doesn't fall off the cot, right? And then it continues. We're still on this railway through the trail. It's about another 3 miles. We take a right onto a road. Oh, another jerry can. Oh, great. During this whole thing, by the way, everyone's cycling, right? So we have, I think at this point, one of our guys dropped out. We ended up having 2 people drop out of ours. Well, one guy stuck around, but his legs, he was getting like a heat stroke, like, and we just couldn't let him go. But he stuck around to the end. Anyways, another jerry can. We're all switching around, and you know, it's getting up there. Get to the end of that road, turn around, whoop it back. Then we get to the point where we turned at. Just keep going forward. This whole time, we're being asked those questions, man. Do you know fallen members of Slow E, TAC P, whatever profession it is? No, there's only one time we got it right. And, you know, we're continuing. Then we get to a point, a detonation zone. And so we're in the middle of the woods now, turned off on this rocky trail. We're all just switching back and forth. At this point, man, you can really tell the what we call the litter, right? The cot that has the body on it.
it's getting heavy, right? I ain't gonna lie, it's getting heavy, son. Like you're dropping on your traps for over an hour at this point. You're starting to see the effects on the team. So this whole time, you know, chanting out, great team wins, whatever we can, keep spirits up. So we get to the detonation site, set our guy down. Everyone has to, you know, we do 1-by-1 relay race, right? So you loop around, next guy goes, loop around, next guy, loop around, and we all go through, right? So great teams ahead, get hydrated, and we take off. One guy left his empty Gatorade bottle. So we're about, you know, quarter of a mile out. We got to go back for this Gatorade bottle. And it was so funny. He asked team lead, one of the EOD guys. Team lead, can you say with 100% assurity that you didn't leave any intriguing devices at the detonation site? And of course, you know, we're all like, shit. So we drop down, 20 push-ups, 20 flutters. All right, pack it up, boys. We're heading back. So we have to go back all the way, that quarter mile, right? So we did a little bit distance. Blue's still there. They're finishing up. They're getting ready to go. Grab the one Gatorade bottle. Which I understand why they do this, right? You got to make sure everything's intact, right? You got to be planned. You got to have all your stuff together. So we take off again. Then I think basically, you know, we're doing this for another hour or so before we get to the next zone. It's a 3-story building, shooting range. We have to take the body up to the 3rd floor and then all the way down. And I couldn't get film, but dude, these tight quarters. At this point, I started just centering that motherfucker. It was so much pain just to do one left side. I ended up, for the most part of it, up these stairs. I just took total front lead, went up the stairs, bam, 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 all looped around. Basically, go up the stairs, come down, get out the building. All right, we can take off. No, drop, 50 flutter kicks, and that took us about a good 6 minutes because we got to the end, and then we sat there because we couldn't all hold our legs up. You hold after the workout before your coaches say you're good. So, anyways, 50 flutter kicks, and we get it done. Still got about an hour. So we just keep on going, bro. We just keep on going. Long time carrying this thing. So finally, we get to the EOD building, right, where they are on the base. So we get to this place, and then we have a pull-up competition. I've been crushing the pull-ups, so you know we had to get as a team, I think total 140, split between 8 guys, and then Blue had 10. So we're just out there cycling, and we beat them, I believe, by 1 second there, at least to total finish. That's it. And you know, I'm saying that's it, but it was a long time, man. It was you know, from I guess 11 when we started to about 3 that we were carrying this little dude around. I think our guy's name was Marcelo or something like that. His head kept on falling off. I can't get over that, man. All right, drop to low, prepare to drop, pick up the head. What are you doing? And so anyways, we finish up, and then this is where, call back to the memory board, we have to go to a separate area with coach, and for how many questions you get right, you knock off 15 seconds off your team's time. So we ended up fucking crushing them. That's how it is. We beat them by like a minute or so at the end of it. It was a great time. Both teams had great people, man. It was super tough. Basically, after we figured that, everyone got speeches and stuff. We thanked everyone for coming out, man, like spending their time really training us up, because you know we're not all in the Air Force yet. Some of us are shipping out, but like me, my situation, I'm still getting cleared by waivers and stuff, a whole bunch of medical stuff. So it was just super cool that these guys would take time out of their day, on their off day, they could just be out in the lake or something to come train it with us, right? It's a great time. So did that. Then we actually got to go inside the EOD building, right? Get to see the barracks, got to see their operating truck. They had this tank IED little robot thing. I'll see if I can find a picture online of what it was. They had 2 of them, right? So they have a mini one. It's like a small detonation, I guess. Anyways, the big one, This thing can push cars out the way, dude. It's $100,000 machine, something like that, and it's like a little rotary tank, something like on Call of Duty, and it blows up bombs. Right, it goes in the building so no one has to, or in the field if there's a grenade or something. Right, it blows it up. So that was pretty cool stuff. They had a sweet gym, man. All the good stuff, everything you need. We were all trying to get that bench session in, even after the smoke session that we just had, all day long. Yeah, man, that was it. They gave us MREs, crushed that. There was some good stuff in there. I ended up getting like Cheez-Its. Definitely doesn't fit like my food program, but it's pretty good. Some guy got Reese's or something. I got this beef patty that is stuck between tortillas and just crushed it, man. Just crushed. That was Monster Mash. It was a great time. Super fun workout. Love working with those dudes. We have some beasts, man. Let me tell you, some beasts. Everyone did exceptional today, man. Such a great time. I'm just getting so excited to finally be out there. I just want to do that, man. It's so cool. It's so cool. That's it for right now. I'm about to actually shoot the interview. I got my light bar up over here. I'm shooting an interview with my grandparents. And we're gonna go crush this Texas Roadhouse.